Hey everybody, happy Sunday. This is a reaction to the Sixers' loss last night. Now, the Sixers did lose the game, but I don't think we were heavily unfavored to win that game, especially once Joel Embiid was out. The favorites even went down. So I think it was a good step for the Sixers in the right direction in order to be able to compete with Ben Simmons having a big game, Holmes again producing off of the bench, and being able to compete with a team of that caliber without Joel Embiid in the game. And LeBron still got his points, but in terms of having great shooting, he was 9 of 23. He had 13 rebounds, 13 assists, and 30 points. So he had a triple-double, but he has about 58% shooting field goal percentage this year. So he stepped up in big moments. But overall, throughout part of the game, the Sixers were able to keep the Kings' field goal percentage down, which is a plus. Crowder stepped up with a huge three at the end, who had 5 rebounds and 13 points total. Calderon didn't do much of anything. JR didn't do much of anything. Green off the bench had 13 with 6 rebounds. Wade had 13 with a board, and then Korver had 13 but hit some big threes. The Sixers, Saric had 9 and 17, 9 rebounds, 17 points. And then Redick had 19 points. And then Covington had 6 rebounds and 19 points. Simmons had 6 and 14 and then 10 assists, so he had a double-double. Holmes did good off the bench with 13. Booker had a great first game with 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 12 points. He looked pretty good in the offense. The only thing that killed the Sixers yesterday was we still turned the ball over too much, but you expect that against the Cavs to have some turnovers and a young team to react poorly at the end of a game against Cleveland. It's like Deuces Rogers said on Twitter, you just got to give the Sixers some time and they'll learn how to close out these games once the young guys develop further and mature further. But for right now, we just got to handle our business and beat the Pelicans tonight. So now we're still looking ahead to the Pelicans, but I think last night's loss was something to still build on and be happy about, that we competed without Joel Embiid, especially against the Cavs. Of course, them not having Kevin Love did help us, but they still have LeBron James, and throughout a majority of that game, we kept LeBron dropped 30, but it was a sporadic shooting 30 where he was just able to beat us in the end, and we left him open a couple too many times. But the Sixers, Korver had to pull up and make some threes. They did do a lot better at guarding the perimeter against a solid perimeter shooting team until the end when we let Crowder get open, and we did let Korver get open for a few. So you just got to keep that going throughout the game. But against one of NBA's elite class teams, it was something to build forward on and to be very happy about, and usually you can't take some momentum from a loss, but how you played the Cavs, you could build on it and take some momentum and then get angry that you weren't able to close out the game coming in tonight against the Pelicans, who actually are 6-point favorites over the Sixers. They average 109.4 points per game, where the Sixers average 107.6. So these are two top 10 league offenses. And then DeMarcus Cousins averages 26.3 points with 12.6 rebounds, 5.1 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.6 blocks, whereas Embiid averages 23.4 points with 10.9 rebounds, 3.2 assists, a steal, and then 2 blocks. So this is the battle of the big men for sure tonight, because the Pelicans have Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins to be their 2 main scorers down low, as we have Joel Embiid, and then obviously Ben Simmons is a very big point guard, so he'll have to take advantage and be able to get nitty and gritty and go in down low. So he averages 24.9 points, Davis 2.6 assists, 10.7 rebounds. And then Ian Clark, who's a solid shooter, only averages 4.8 this year, 1.5 assists, 1.4 rebounds. The former Sixer, Drew Holiday, averages 5.5 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and 16.6 points. Got to make sure a former Sixer doesn't get motivated and kill us tonight Rondo averages 7.3 assists and 7 points with 3.8 rebounds. So he's still able to get the assists in this point of his career. And just because he's a former Nova star, we'll look at him. Dante Cunningham averages 5.5 points with 4.1 rebounds. And then, of course, for the Sixers, besides Joel Embiid, JJ Redick averages 16.3 points with 3.5 assists and 2.8 rebounds. Simmons averages 17.4 with 7.6 assists and 9.2 boards. And then Trevor Booker, the newcomer who had a good debut, averages 10.2 now with 2.1 assists and 6.7 rebounds. Rocco, who's definitely been heating up of late, averages 15.5 with 1.8 assists and 6.2 rebounds. But it will be interesting to see if he's able to go tonight. It says doubtful for Sunday, so I doubt he'll be able to go tonight, much like this says. So we'll have to have somebody replace him. We'll have to have Booker have a better game and step up again, and then Redick and TLC, who's been doing very bad of late, who was shooting threes decently earlier, will have to step up, and Bayless will have to step up, who had a very poor game yesterday. Holmes on the season averages 6.2 and 3.7 rebounds, and then Saric averages 11.2 with 6.4 rebounds and 2 assists. So again, the Pelicans are 6-point favorites. In order for the Sixers to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to heavily defend down low. Against this team, it might actually be good to have Richaun Holmes and Embiid in the game at the same time at certain points, because Amir Johnson's a decent defender, but no offense to Amir Johnson. It's going to be very hard for Amir Johnson to consistently guard Davis or DeMarcus Cousins if they have to end up switching down low. So I think it might be not a bad idea to have both of those guys in at the same time. Anyway, this has been a reaction to the Sixers' loss, which I think is something to definitely build on, competing against Cleveland like that without Embiid, and a look ahead to the Sixers game tonight against the Pelicans, which I think as long as we come out strong and come out like we played against Cleveland, we have a great chance to win. Have a good day, everyone. Peace.